Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Check and make sure the audio is working the way it's supposed to be working. Let's see now. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. My channel. Then we see. Audio good?
My channel.
That's good. Okay. Now, copy this. Send this to the loyal fan base like I usually do. I always say it that way, and I'm going to keep saying it that way because you all know how much I love my recurring channel traditions. Like always finding an excuse to reference WATV. Oh, man. Even years later, man. Even years later. Actually, wait, hang on. No, I'm curious. Now I'm actually curious how freaking long it's been. Way too curious. Can send this to Mateo. Send it to Peyton. He's doing something, but, you know, if he wants to drop in during his break, he can. Send this to Ant. And then go to YouTube. Alright, hang on. Yeah, I'm actually way too curious when the WATV video was made. How long has it been? It's got to be over 2 years. Oh my god, it's over 3 years. Wait. Oh my god. Half a decade has passed. May 10th, 2021. Jesus! Half a decade has just... Damn. Damn. I'm shocked. Like, half a decade. 5 years have passed. Crazy. Okay, here. Let me now put my stream on the side here. I know, sorry, obligatory stream setup. Perfect timing. Yo, Peyton. Good to see you, buddy. Always happy to have you here. Let's see now. He's back. Perfect timing. Honestly, can't complain here. Oh, hang on a minute here. Doot. Okay, now... Ready for the dubs. You're right. That's what I plan to do. 'Tis going to be a warm-up. And also, we get the guide ready on the side, too. Just so I have that. Actually, wait, did I take a screenshot of it? I think I actually screenshotted the last page of the guide. Food is good, Dad says. I know that's a Gauntlet reference. That is a Gauntlet reference. Awesome. Okay, so I literally have a screenshot right here I can use. That's good. Okay. Well, anyways, hold on. I did promise Peyton that I would dub this. So let me go and dub this, because I kind of have a, oh, whoop. Hang on a second. Just getting it all loaded up here. Okay, so let's go ahead and scroll up. There's a lot of this, damn, okay. So I did the Francisco one already, now I gotta do the Verity's first meeting. You on K mocking winner, that's right. Tell you what. I'll do it from the top. You know, just to get the winner shouts. Hey! Okay, anyways. No, but I'll do it from the top. Inside the prison investigation area. Be honored! You stand before the renowned prosecutor Eustace Winner. Never heard of him. What? Ahem. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Judge Gavelle. The Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence has serious concerns regarding your handling of certain investigations, Prosecutor Edgeworth. And then just used as a winner. The sparkles is what does it for me. Me? Young man. Yes, ma'am? What is your name? It's Peyton. And why are you accompanying Prosecutor Edgeworth? I'm helping him investigate. Indeed. He's actually been pretty useful, pal. More useful than some prosecutors I know. Hey! Peyton, Please give me your hand. Not a prosecutor. Not a criminal. Something else. You've been through much. Far more than someone your age should have endured. I've seen worse. It's been a tough ride. I can see that. And yet you continue moving forward. Young man, I would advise you to involve... I would against it. Fuck, now I'm reading too fast. See, this is the problem I have. I read too fast. I would advise against involving yourself in critical situations. Well, that's usually where I end up. That's precisely my concern. Now then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, your investigative authority is to be relinquished. At last? Wait, why is he saying at last? The investigation shall continue under Prosecutor Eustace Winter. A wise decision! A young man burdened by battles is far more beyond this courtroom. Take care, Peyton. Okay, and then I have the next part. AI messed up. That's fine. I'm sure that was meant to be Eustace in that frame. I think it was meant to be him, because that's definitely meant to be Eustace there. Just at last! Finally! I'm getting attention! Why do I feel like that's exactly what Eustace would say? Finally! I'm getting attention! Okay, anyways. This part you hate, this part you actually like. Okay, hang on. Nice to meet you. Sorry, just sending something to someone who was replying to me in Discord. Okay, now part 2. Oh my god, wait, how many pages is this? Let me just very quickly scroll through. Oh my god! This is 20 pages! There's gonna be a lot to read here. Oh boy. Gentlemen, this court is well and truly adjourned. If I may offer a word of advice, Mr. Edgeworth, your conduct as a prosecutor is already in question. You would do well to remember that you were removed from this case for a particular reason. Well, what are you trying to say? To remember that you were... Audio checking, sorry. That the committee reserves the right to confiscate your badge at any time. Should you wish to retain it, you would do well to avoid crossing paths with us ever again. What? Is that a threat? The goddess of justice is compassionate. Blah! I'm reading too fast! I need to slow it down! The goddess of justice is compassionate, Mr. Edgeworth, but she is not endlessly forgiving. Oh, and another thing. You are no defense attorney. Abandon this foolish pretense. Thank you for your concern, but I do not abandon anything. What I start, I finish. Well, do try to remember that the two jobs are truly not one and the same, and that a defense attorney is expected to develop something of a bond with their client. Next time, finding out your client's real occupation might be a good place to start. Oh, and one last thing. Peyton, come step forward. Okay? Will you carry out this investigation? Edgeworth is no longer in this presence, but you will be. Me? What? How can she... Yes, I commend you, young man. You are not like Prosecutor Edgeworth, but you're a very capable young man. You have fought, helped, and won in your time. Now, turn around. What? By the authority of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee, I hereby permit Peyton to assist in this investigation. I don't even know what happened. Do not misunderstand. This is not a reward. It's a responsibility. You will now act under the authority of the committee, so long as your actions continue serving the truth, but you must work alone, no longer assisting Mr. Edgeworth here. Do you understand? Yeah. And one more condition. You are not to seek truth through violence. Fair enough. Now I really must be going. May the goddess of justice watch over you all. And best of luck to you, Peyton. Peyton, are you okay? Yeah. I don't know what she did to me. Hey, you got something on your back! Huh? The emblem now glows faintly, the mark of the committee. It seems Judge Gavel has mocked you. She must see something in you. I don't understand myself. What exactly is the deal with you? Well, no idea, Edge. But I guess I have to do this alone. She wants me to find the truth, and I will. But for your guys' sake, I'll be careful. Yeah, fighting and punching never solved cases. So Simeon lied to us. Not just you two. Guy took me for a ride too. You're not having second thoughts now, Milesy boy. The defense attorney never rests, remember? Don't worry, Fenda. I have no intention of resting. I do hope Peyton Kenway finds something truthworthy. Judge Gavel seems concerned about him. Okay, there. You know what? Actually, good warm-up, all things considered. Alright, now I can pull up the guide and finally start playing! Hooray! So yeah, hang on. To the gallery! And the screenshots, and there you have it. Okay, wait! Hold on. Gotta load. What do you think? Interesting. It's interesting. I think it's this one? Okay, here we go. And then we pull up the little guide on the side here. Ah! I actually took a screenshot of the page that has all the steps I need to take, so I won't lose it. Okay, so Part 4, Investigation. March 29, March 29th, 10:12 a.m. Prison yard. Gonna turn down the volume on my computer here, just so I can not have to have my audio overlapping with itself. Here we are again. Very to make concern pattern actually made interesting. Anyways. Here we are again. Let's hope we can find something this time that will finally reveal the truth behind it all. Although, that might be easier said than done. There's nothing left to investigate. Judge Gavel's deduction yesterday. There is another possibility, one you've seemed to have overlooked. The well in the yard. Could a body have not entered the tunnel from there? In summary, the body must have been thrown down the well and moved to the workshop. At some point during the show. Tell me, who else could have done that but Mr. Saint? Had Knight's body really been thrown down the well? The answer to that question will surely show us the way forward. But before we begin, I should tidy up my organizer a little. Unless the evidence is removed, remaining evidence has been rearranged. Oh, let's see here. Huh? There's a cover on it! A dried up well slap bang in the middle of a prison? Figures it'd be locked. Well, luckily, I'm a master lockpicker. Want me to do my stuff? I think not. We'll do this investigation by the book. Come on! Don't be such a stick in the mud. Whoa! What is it, Kay? The lock's broken. From the looks of it. It's been broken for a long time. If that's the case, then anyone could have thrown Knight's body down the well. If that's the case... Sorry, doing a quick audio check there. Judge Gavel's theory was that Mr. Saint carried out the murder here in the yard. And then, during the performance, he threw the body down the well. What are you thinking, Miles Areno? Plausible or no? Oh, why don't we see if Missile can help us out again? He'll be able to tell us if Mr. Knight's body was down here and which way it went. That's a good idea. I'll call Detective Gumshoe.
Gumshoe speaking!
Detective, I need your assistance. Come to the prison yard and bring Missile with you. You bet, sir. Gumshoe's 7 secret weapons to the rescue again, huh? I'm fairly certain Missile belongs to the precinct. I'd also like you to bring one of our witnesses. Call the Berry Big Circus and ask Miss Regina Berry to come down with you. Yes, sir! I'll be there before you know it! So, what shall we do while we're waiting for Gummy? How about a quick game of hide-and-go-seek? A fun idea, kiddo. But where exactly would we hide? He's not seriously considering it, is he? Your game can wait, Kay. We need to call one of the more practical skills. I think you know the one. Oh, you bet I do! One crime scene recreation coming right up. Say what now? Let me show you! Introducing a great thief's great secret weapon, Little Thief! They also redid the Little Thief song, I believe, from Investigations. Whoa! Screens appearing from the air? That's some next level tech, sis! Want to talk me through the deets? What are you doing now? I'm inputting everything we need for the simulation. Allow me to explain. This is Mr. Thief. It's a device that can recreate crime scenes at specific moments in time based on the data you feed into it. How about I start us off with a recreation of what the yard looked like yesterday? Good idea. That was when they were in the middle of tearing down the stage. We didn't pay much attention to the well then. Who knows? Maybe we may have overlooked something. Leave it to me! I'll use the photo I took. Beepity boop beep! That's all the data. Just gotta pump the projection power to max and... Objection, snack boy, be fucking... What? Be fucking ballin'. You know what? I'm actually going to sustain that objection because that, I don't have an argument against that. I am balling. Dark skies of the evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now, witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Yipes! What is this? It's a recreation of how things were yesterday, modeled on the data I gave Little Thief. This gadget was a tool used by the original Yatagarasu, but they used it to plan robberies. Well, there's no harm in using it for something on the right side of the law now. Oh, but keep in mind that it can only recreate what you tell it to. It can't simulate things it doesn't have data for, and if the data itself contains mistakes, then you'll wind up with those same mistakes in the recreation too. But this particular recreation is based on Kay's photo, so we shouldn't run into too many problems. That's enough preamble. Shall we get started? Begin investigation. Prison yard. Don't forget, you can examine stuff in the recreation just like real life. You can also present evidence to try and clear up any inconsistencies you find. Of course. Thank you for the reminder. Now, let's take a look at that well. Okay, so now, what's this? Do I have a message already? Hold on, I think I have a message. Nope, never mind, I lied. No messages. Okay, yeah, that was an incorrect assumption on my behalf. Okay. I gotta say, I do like how they actually used a new theme for Little Thief sequences. They could have just reused the old theme, which is good in its own right, but I like this one more, if I'm being honest. Okay, so we have to examine the elephant on the left side first. So what was the name of our trunk-happy friend again? Azia, the Asian elephant. Of course, how could I forget? Not exactly inspired though, was it? Was Miss Berry having an off day when she came up with it? Oh my gosh, Mr. Edgeworth! Not in front of the poor elephant herself! For the paint is villain, his back outfit has the crest. I actually gotta say, I do like the way that turned out. I'm not gonna lie. I actually think giving Peyton, giving him a bit of a design overhaul is actually not a bad idea. I mean, this design that you normally have him in is how I imagine Peyton to look in Arcane. So having a design for Peyton in Ace Attorney that's new for it, honestly, not a bad idea. Giving Peyton some new drip. Who knows? Maybe that outfit can be the norm going forward. Just an idea. Anyways, so next we examine the power door. This door appears to be locked. Want me to open it? Can't guarantee anything, but I'll certainly give it a try. No, if we deem it necessary, we'll simply ask for the key. Spoil sport! That could have been my chance to shine! You're free to shine somewhere else, but you'll not make an audience out of me. Okay, so she's only marked him. Well, it can I don't know, maybe it can bless him or something. Maybe, it can it's given him a class upgrade or, oh my gosh, Peyton is evolving. I don't know. Just cramming all the video games. Okay, then I gotta examine the basket. A wicker basket, or rather a cart given the wheels. Hey, wouldn't it be fun to hop and race down one of these down the hill? Ooh, you know what else would be fun? Racing down a hill in an office chair. Wasn't there a PlayStation Move game where you did that? Kung Fu Rider, I think it was called? I don't remember. Where did any of that come from? Okay, next we examine the fence. Now that's one impressive fence! I'm sure I could climb it if I... Please don't, it's electrified. I wonder what's on the other side. The warden's office, I believe. I guess she likes to keep a close eye on her pets. This facility would probably function better as a zoo than a prison. Okay, next we examine the alligator pool. This pond is home to Warden Lagarde's beloved alligator. And look, those bones must be from her latest meal. I somewhat doubt an alligator could pick a carcass clean like that. You think? I got a feeling she was rather ladylike in her own way, actually. If you say so. Well, I do! I kind of have a sixth sense for these things. An interesting talent. Though, not one I'm particularly envious of. Next. Move to the right. Examine the wall and everything, especially the 30-pound weight. That's actually what the guide says, by the way. Especially the... Whoop. I gotta turn on the brightness here so you guys can see this. Yeah, the guide specifically states, especially the 30-pound weight. You guys probably can't see that. It's too blurry and it's reverse. But that's just what the guide is telling me. To examine the well and specifically the 30-pound weight. We should examine this area carefully. It may just hold the clue we need. The well was behind the stage, which means there aren't many people who could have thrown Knight's body down during the show. This is looking worse and worse for Mr. Saint. What are a bunch of polis doing here? They don't seem to be They don't seem to be well polis for lifting buckets. There's a sturdy-looking hemp rope laying on the ground. Kind of reminds me of the ropes used for playing tug-of-war in school. The answer is no, Kay. What? I didn't even say anything! Yet! I see it also has a stake... I see it also has a metal stake attached to one end. Oh yeah! It looks like something you'd use to put up a tent! But there was no tent, was there? In which case, what was it used for? Then 30-pound weight. Sorry, hang on, what's this? It's a metal weight of some kind, and it looks like it weighs... The projection makes it a little tricky to read. Do you remember how heavy it was, Kay? Sure, it was 30 pounds. Well, what does anyone need such a heavy weight for anyway? It doesn't seem related to the circus show at any rate. So, what do you think all the stuff around the well was used for? I can't see any of the animals needing them for their part of the performance. Indeed. Nothing immediately strikes me as a likely purpose. We'll have to ask Miss Berry later. I suspect that's all about we're gonna find for now. Detective Gumshoe should be here soon, too. Kay, can you power down... Kay, you can power down Mr. Thief now. Sure thing! Prepare to return to normality! Meow! Investigation complete! Sorry, sir! Came as quickly as I could! Ha! Speak of the devil! Ah, detective. That was indeed impressively quick. You know me, sir! Never did like to keep you waiting! Thanks for coming all this way too, Regina. No problem! This seemed way more fun than the rehearsals, so I ditched them for the day. It's very much appreciated. Alright, detective, let's get started with Missile. Yes, sir! Hey, Missile! Over here, boy! What's the matter? Come on, boy! Come on! What's wrong with him? Looks like he's scared of something, sir. Eek! Alligator! Ah. I guess he's not a fan, sir. Oh no! The chat is messed up now. Wait. Ack. New. Chat. Okay, no, it's fine, it's fine. We're for the lack of a better term, we're back to normality now. It's fine, it's fine. Was just a very brief intermission. Sad. Sorry, it's been so I can run it. Sad. Ah! Oh, hello, Missy. Hello, Matt. Funny how you're both here at the same time. That is sad, though. Yeah. I'm gonna guess, was it a mod? Was it another mod? Like a texture mod? Probably. Yeah, anyways. I guess he's not a fan, sir. Well, I doubt he'll be of much help to us like this. By the way, Matt, actually... Oh! I see. By the way, Matt, when we're done with the stream, I actually want to call you and show you stuff from the last stream. Because I had a pretty funny crash out there. And I'm not paying 1K for a new laptop to play Mod of 3 Houses. Nope! Understandable, dude. My laptop is literally over 7 years old. I don't even use my laptop as a gaming device anyway, so that's beside the point. Well, I doubt he'll be much of... Well, I doubt he'll be of much help to us like this. Any other bright ideas, Mr. Mazzarino? Any other bright ideas, Mazzarino? Yes, actually. Mr. Barry. Slow down! I'm reading too fast! Ah! Oh, I'm reading too fast. Can't work up the necessary Avery to play 3 Houses on the channel because the game is so bad. Bro, can you really blame? I can't even blame you for that. Okay. 3 houses, more like 3 ideas. You know, I mean, Yeah, actually, yeah. I can't even argue with Missy on that one. Yes, actually. Miss Barry, would you mind lending us a hand? Oh, I'd love to! Just tell me what you need! Okay. Do you want me to teach Allie some tricks? I don't doubt she could do it, but nothing quite like that. I'd simply like an account of what the yard looked like during the show. I like where this is going. You thinking of using Little Thief again, am I right? If you'd be so kind. Okay, I've plugged in all the data. Firing up the simulation. Here you go. This is what the yard was like during the show. The time at which the body was purported to have been thrown down the well. Oh, wow! This is so amazing! It's like magic! No magic here, just sweet, sweet data. Which is why... ahem. The area behind the stage is missing. Yeah, Regina said she wasn't involved in getting the stage set up. So we don't have an idea... So we don't have any data on what it was like back there. No data, no simulation, huh? Brutal. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's all because I let Simeon do everything by himself. Oh, no. It's my frilly associate's fault. Objection, Fender! Anyway, we got a fresh simulation now, but we still have other data too. I can switch back to whenever you want to the recreation of them taking down the stage. So we can examine the scene before and during the show, and switch between the two at will. I can switch between the recreations by using triangle to talk with K. Now then, let's continue our investigation, shall we? Begin investigation. Prison yard. Alright, so hang on a minute here. Get the guide. This is where I remember the investigation starts getting a little convoluted. So, first we speak with Gumshoe. Don't say a word, sir. I know what you're looking for. It's written all over your face. It is. Missile may be temporarily out of action, but my fishing rod is a good way to go. But my fishing rod is good to go whenever you need it. Oh, and if you want to give the metal detector a shot, I have that too. I've never seen him so excited. I'll be sure to let you know if I need either of them, Detective. Okay, so we talk to Gumshoe. After that, we talk with Regina. So, do you come here to visit the prison often, Regina? I sure do. I have so many little friends here. It's wonderful. And they're all such sweeties. The old faces and the new. I made a new friend only yesterday. Allie is just the cutest. Cute? That fully grown alligator lurking in the depths of the pond? Are you sure about that? Can't help but worrying about you just walking up and then chomp. Was wondering, Quinn, have you tried Maria's dub voice or Errol's voice? Ugh. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I might be able to do Errol's, but I'd have to listen to how he sounds in Jack and Daxter before I, actually say it. For Maria, though, that's not gonna happen. Bro, I cannot voice any feminine voices to save my life. I have too deep of a voice for that. Now, are you sure about that? Kind of boring you could just walk up and then chomp, Oh, don't be so silly. She'd never do anything like that. Especially since she's not doing great. Heard she hasn't met herself since yesterday. I'm so worried about her. You guys are worried too, right? Right? Yeah! Super worried, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, super... Don't vote me into this! Okay, so we got Regina to talk to. Now, we examine the stage. A story of forbidden love between a tiger and an elephant. Wish I could have seen it. Wish I could have seen Simeon up on the stage too. Oh, he was wonderful. The way he flew off the stage. The Baron appears. Fun fact, he's actually, Baron Praxis, if I'm not mistaken, is voiced by Clancy Brown, the same guy who did Cortex in Crash 2, and he also obviously did Mr. Krabs. He did the detective guy in Detroit Become Human. Who else has Clancy Brown done? Yeah, Clancy Brown has done a lot of roles. Yeah, he did Lex. You're right, it was Lex. He did Lex in the DCAU. Anyway, sorry, I gotta get back to voicing. I can't afford to chat all the... Like, I'll read your guys' comment. I'll read it, but I won't always respond to it because, you know, gotta save the dub voice. Oh, he was wonderful. The way he flew off the stage. Ah, yes, that scene. The victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage. Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. And you're saying the crime took place during that time? Roughly, how long would you say Mr. Saint was off stage for, Miss Berry? Let's see. I guess it was around 15 minutes? Just as Judge Gavelle said. Isn't it pretty hairy health and safety-wise having an elephant fling a guy off the stage? Not at all! Azia's very gentle! I'm not so sure if it changes much if she flings him gently or roughly. Too gentle, in fact. When we first rehearsed it, she barely nudged him. But by the end, he was flying off that stage. Not because of Azia, though. You know, actually, no. No, you're right, bro. She absolutely would get along with Alba and Ariana. You know, just the burbs. Bird. That is funny. I think about it. No, she would get along with Alba a lot. Steven had figured out some kind of trick, apparently. Isn't that amazing? A trick? Do you have any idea what kind of trick? Who, me? No. It was Simeon's big thing. I wouldn't know where to start. Okay, next. Then, we examine everything on the stage. So you have to examine, oh. So that's, okay, and then, hang on. Next, we examine the apple cart. The basket was empty in the other recreation. Oh yeah, but it was definitely empty in the photo I took too. Oops, sorry. I made a mistake when I was filling you in earlier. Oh? That basket's for holding Azia's food, but just on the morning of the show, all the apples that were there had vanished. Poof! I totally forgot to mention it. Sorry. Disappearing apples. I should make a note of this. Okay, next. Logic. Azia the elephant and disappearing apples. That's pretty straightforward. The apples in the basket were likely eaten by Azia. Really? That's strange. I made sure to put the cart where her trunk couldn't reach them. Are you sure about that? Oh yes, it was still full of apples the night before the show. Then we must consider the possibility the cart was moved to somewhere within Azia's reach. A large basket full of apples couldn't have been moved by the wind, which likely means somebody moved it for a reason. So before the show had even started, the cart had been moved and its apples were eaten. Yes, that seems to be the most probable timeline. Let's update the recreation, Kay. Will do! I'll add that into the simulation of the performance then. Updating based on what Gina told us now. There, all done! Okay, after this, we examine the basket and then the power door again if you wish. Just the basket then. Little wonder it smelled of animals. It was being used for the elephant. Told Azia's apples, right? Yup, it was full of them the day before the show. So they vanished overnight? Ooh, did you figure something out, Mr. Edgeworth? Quite possibly. Let me examine the door. This door appears to be locked. Okay. We've read this line 3 times already. Okay, so... Okay, sorry. So that's a line we've read 3 times before. I won't read that for a 3rd time. Okay, and then we... Logic, idle around the well, Mr. Saint's big moment. The trick Mr. Saint performed for his big scene could have something to do with all the items we found by the well. Okay, I'd like to have another look at the equipment around the well from yesterday. Can you have Mr. Thief bring up the recreation from when they were tearing down the stage? You got it! Taking another look at these items, could they not have been used for this trick of Mr. Saint's? Sounds plausible enough. Hey, I could maybe add it to the simulation. Good idea. Please go and ask Mr. Saint for the details. Roger that. I'll be right back. I'm back, and he told me exactly how he did it. Excellent. Well, how does it work? He said he used a pulley on the top of the well to suspend a heavy weight from a rope and lowered it down into the well. The other end of the rope went through 2 more pulleys and was tied around his body. I see. So he used the downward pull of the weight to keep himself, to help launch himself into the air. But how did he make sure the weight only dropped when he wanted it to? He used a stake to stop, that's how. Miss Barry didn't seem to know anything about the trick or the contraption he built for it. In which case, I suppose it must have been Mr. Saint himself who pulled out the stake. That's right, and to do that, he used a second length of rope. He tied it to the stake, and then, when he gave it a sharp tug, the stake was released, and the weight dropped down the well. It's a great trick! I'll have to steal it! This one has got to go in the Great Thief's repertoire! It may not be quite that easy. These kind of circus tricks can require years of practice to master. Simply stealing the idea won't be enough. Alright, practice it is then! Well, before you run away to do so, would you mind updating the simulation? Oh, right! Then we can see how it worked for ourselves! Okay, I'm switching back to the recreation of the performance. And now, to add in the data. Little Thief should be able to reproduce the trick now. So this is how Mr. Saint performed his trick. Sorry, now I have to say this because, you know, circus, and it's my channel. See the clown perform his amazing tricks! No! My clown time! Sorry, Matt. I had to bring that up. That one was just begging to be said. Simeon's full of surprises, huh? I mean, dropping a weight down a well to help him fly up the stage like that? That's genius! Indeed, but I imagine it would have needed to be quite a lot of weight. More than him at the very least. Would have taken some serious pull to lift him into the air like that. Yeah, and probably a ton of practice. Okay, then logic, 30-pound weight, pulling force. Wait, doesn't this seem odd to you? No. You haven't noticed, Detective? There's something strange about the weight we found. How heavy it is. The one weight on its own wouldn't be heavy enough. A single 30-pound weight couldn't have lifted Mr. Saint off of the ground. Oh yeah! In which case, could there perhaps be some weights missing? Sounds like a job for my 7 secret weapons, sir! Should the need to use them arise, I suppose I should speak with him then. Okay, next. Logic insufficient weight with metal detector. Detective, I have need of one of your secret weapons. Roger that! Oh my god, of course he buzzed the fishing pole. The metal detector, if you'd be so kind. Aw, jeez. I'm never gonna get to use my fishing rod. So, before we get started, let me run you through how the metal detector works, sir. It's simple enough. I use this sound and this gauge to tell you how close you are to something made of metal. The closer you get, the more strongly it'll react. When it starts going wild like this, just give me the order to examine the spot where I'm standing. Say, what do we got here? Oh, it's the fence. Anyway, that's how it all works. You tell me where you want me to look, sir, and I'll get right on it. Hooray! Gumshoe's remix theme. That's actually really good. Okay, so we first go over to the basketball hoop. We're close, sir. There's something metallic nearby. Oh. Wait. I got something. There's something here, sir. Ooh! It's a gold coin, sir! What a find! It'll go down in history! I don't imagine a gold coin would stay hidden in a prison yard. Oh, you found it! Never would have guessed it was here the whole time! That's one of the coins from the big coin hunt we hold every... What? That's from the big coin hunt we hold every 2 weeks! Hey, that sounds kind of interesting! Must be fun for the whole family! Sure is. The prisoners have to hunt for the coins in the warden buried around the yard. And if they find their 3 silver coins, 3 gold, or 1 gold one, they can swap them for a jelly donut. A jelly donut. Why am I not surprised? And if I had 3 silver coins or 1 gold coin, they can swap them for a jelly donut. First the show, now a treasure hunt? Is this a prison or a playground? Okay. All right, let's get back to it. Allie's pond. You guards are useless. Sir, I'm picking up something over here. Let's take a little look-see. Huh? Found these little guys in the grass. They're the same as the weight we found by the well. They must be for Mr. Saint's trick. Did someone hide these here on purpose? I'm counting 4 altogether, sir. They'd be more than heavy enough to send them flying. So somebody hid several weights as the one by the well. But why? And why over here? Yes! Nice work, me! Eek! Alligator! That thing nearly gave me a heart attack! Huh? What's the matter, detective? It's the metal detector, sir! It's, I think it's reacting to the alligator. What? How? You're sure it's not responding to the weights we just found? No, sir. I'm sure there's something different, and I'm sure it's coming from the alligator. And she's gone. Ha! We scared that big snapper good! Of course, Kay. God, I love her so much. I love Kay, man. One of the most fun characters in this franchise. I don't think that's it, Kay. Huh? Then what is it? Well, Allie hasn't been herself lately. That's the name, Allie, the warden's favorite pet. She wouldn't even look at the food warden Laguerre brought her yesterday. She was acting as if, I don't know, if maybe she'd eaten something that didn't agree with her. Maybe the metal detector was responding to whatever it is she ate, sir. Oh no! What if she ate one of the weights? I highly doubt that even an alligator could swallow a 30-pound lump of iron. So what did the metal detector actually pick up? And why would somebody hide those weights? Perhaps I missed something when I looked at the equipment by the well. Okay, could you recreate the scene again? Coming right up! Now, while this is doing that, I'm gonna get some water real quickly. Back! Okay. Now, after that, we then examine the well and everything in it again! I just did this! I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Oh wait, I have to just deduce. Okay, good. Thank you! Thank you! I don't have to examine everything again. Okay, so... deduce the rope. And then... deduce the rope. Present Mr. Saint's trick. Think about the two recreations. The one performance during the show and the one we're looking at right now. There's a major difference between the two. Namely, that one of the ropes is missing. Oh yeah! Mr. Saint's trick wouldn't work with only the items we see before us. So what happened? Where did the missing rope go? I think one of the pieces of evidence we've collected might tell us exactly that. Really? What shows us where the missing rope went? And then we present Mr. Knight's body.
Take that!
Oh, whoops. That's wrong. No, that's wrong. Whoops, oh my gosh. I'm stupid! Why? Oh my god! I'm actually the stupidest person in the world, dude. Oh my god. I don't even have an excuse. This is the new item card moment. Matt, you can make fun of me for not seeing the rope on the damn evidence tab.
Take that!
This rope was found beside Knight's body. Wait, you mean? Yes, it must have been the other rope used in Mr. Saint's trick. So you're saying? Yes, this rope did indeed have a weight attached to it. But it wasn't any of the iron weights we found. Those were hidden in the bushes and replaced with something else. What was it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, I'm dying here. Think about what the rope we found in the workshop was related to. Do that and you'll soon figure out the answer. The weight dropped down the well in place of the iron weights was...
Take that!
It can only have been Mr. Knight's body that was dropped down the well. What? Mr. Knight's body was the weight? Yes, somebody first swapped out the weights used for Mr. Saint's trick. Then, Mr. Saint used the contraption to make his exit from the stage. When he let the rope around his body loose, both the rope and Knight's body fell to the bottom of the well. That rope was never used to restrain Knight. It was used to suspend his body halfway down the well. From this, we can easily see why most of the weights were hidden, so that no one would realize they'd been replaced with a body. Precisely. We can then further deduce that they were hidden by the killer. Whoa there, gang. Wasn't poor old Bronco stabbed in the neck? Wouldn't there be blood everywhere, including down the well? Oh, the killer thought of that, which is why they used this. What did the killer use to stop Knight's blood from going everywhere? The tarp.
Take that!
This top was found with the body. I think it's likely that Mr. Knight's corpse was trapped in it. Ooh, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. It's all coming together now. Love it. But all we're doing is proving that the body did go down the well. Which means we're hoping to prove that Simeon was the killer. No, not quite. But what about what Judge Gavelle said yesterday? But if Mr. Saint is truly the killer, why would he need to go to such lengths to commit this crime? Well, that's true. Knight's body fell down the well when Mr. Saint used his contraption during the show. Therefore, it reveals nothing about where the real killer actually was or what they were doing at the time. It's only designed to throw suspicion onto those who were not at the show. Well, yeah, I guess we did suspect Mr. Connors right away, huh? That was the killer's goal, to make us think that the crime took place during the show. In other words, they used the well contraption to construct an alibi. Miss Berry, when exactly did Mr. Saint put his contraption together? It would have had to have been the day before the show. The night before, actually. Yeah, we started getting ready for the show at around 9 p.m. And I think we finished around, midnight? In which case, the killer must have switched the weights out for the body after that point. Making sure my voice and audio is still good. Updated in the organizer. Did Connors know about this contraption? Even if he did, he wouldn't have been able to do much with it. And I highly doubt that he taught his dog to suspend bodies halfway down wells. Which means Connors isn't the killer. Okay, next. Body uses weight, basket of apples. The basket was moved the night before the circus performance. And we've deduced that the weights were switched out for the body around the same time. Hard to chalk up that as a coincidence, huh? Then the next question we should be asking is, why was the cart moved? I think I can hazard a guess. The cart would have been blocking that door. Which can only mean that somebody needs to open it. Now, let's see what's... Oh, great, it's locked. Let me ask a guard for help. Hey, Mr. Let me ask a guard for help. Hey, Mr. Guard! Yes, miss? What can I do for you? That was fast. God, where's the key for this door? Oh, the warden keeps hold of that. I'll go ask her for it. Warden Lagarde is the only one with a key. Meaning, if somebody did open the door, they would have had to have gotten it from her somehow. Thanks for the help! Look at all these breakers. They must control the electricity for the whole prison. So we're thinking somebody got in here the night before the show, right? But why? What were they trying to do? Well, I doubt they came in by mistake, thinking it was a break room. They must have come to tamper with the switches. Did they turn off the power to something? Come to think of it, wasn't there something that lost power? What might have lost power had a breaker been flipped? The security footage, that's right!
Take that!
There was a 3-hour gap in the security camera footage. Oh yeah, there was! So somebody flipped the breaker it was connected to. It seems very likely. Do you think it was the killer? It's true that shutting off the cameras would have made things easier for them. It would! Which means... the killer would have to be someone who had access to the breakers. And it seems only one person has the key. It couldn't be, could it? All right, little thief, your work here is done. Investigation complete. And my health comes back. Fuck! No! Not you again! Go away! Go away! Okay.
First on the scene, the early bird wins the worm.
Good morning, Mr. Winner.
What? You! How'd you get here before me?
Good morning, Mr. Edgeworth. I see you've made an early start. And I've seen you made a late one, Judge Gavel. This is not my only case. I am a very busy woman. Not all of us enjoy the freedom of a prosecutor relieved of his only current responsibility. Fuck you. Actually, fuck you. Oh, I do apologize. I meant, of course, an associate attorney.
Associate? More like asinine.
We'll see about that. Eustace, let us begin the investigation of the yard.
Okay, I'll go get some officers to help.
Hold it!
That won't be necessary.
Why not?
We've already finished investigating the yard and won quite the prize in the process.
Won? But I'm supposed to be a winner.
Your Honor, I'd like to revisit your theory from yesterday in order to thoroughly disprove it. I would caution you to choose your words carefully, Mr. Edgeworth. As I'm sure you remember, your badge is in my hands. How could I forget? You've told me several dozen times already. Perhaps you'd care to try a different threat. Why is this not gonna—
Stop calling me that!
Overruled.
You have been warned repeatedly, yes, and each time my words have seemed to have fallen on deaf ears. Allow me to make this crystal clear. The committee cannot and will not tolerate insubordination.
Objection!
The fate of my badge and the whims of the committee are of no concern to me now. The only thing that concerns me is proving Simeon Saint's innocence. Interesting, and spoken like a true defense attorney. In that case, I shall be equally uncompromising. In the name of the goddess of justice, I will strike down your case without mercy. And when I am done, your career as a prosecutor will be over as well. I hope you do not come to regret this. Alright, Gavel, put him up! Let's win one over on this bitch, damn it! My theory remains the same as when I related it to you yesterday. Mr. Caserado did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. As such, the body could have only been dropped down the well during the show. We both know the only one who could have dropped the body down the show is Mr. Saint. That's still your assertion, and can you prove it, of course?
Of course she can! Who do you think you're up against?
What Eustace means to say is that we received the final autopsy report just ahead of our arrival. She really is a very busy woman, busy looking after baby Winner. The victim appears to have died the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the night before the show. The cause of death is as stated. It would seem that the wound is 4 inches deep. Simeon Saint was off stage for a period of 15 minutes. That was plenty of time for him to throw the victim's body down the well. Judge Gavel hasn't investigated the yard yet, which means— I fear there may be something of a flaw with your theory, Your Honor. You seem very confident of that. But do you have any evidence to prove it? Yes, I think I just might. All right, Verity, you're getting yours now. Count on it. Present on the 4th statement of her first testimony. Come on, dude! You're not bullshitting your way out of this one! You're not bullshitting your way out of this one! No, you're not! Get real! I've had it up to here with you!
Objection!
Sorry, Your Honor, but there's something else you're going to have to take into account. The well in the yard was rigged to create a certain unique contraption. A contraption? Go on. You will recall that Mr. Saint was sent flying from the stage by the elephant. I do, just before he was to be absent for some time. He was only able to fly through the air thanks to a weighted rope he tied around himself. Dropping the weight and down the well allowed him to complete the trick.
Objection!
Wait, wouldn't that send him flying as soon as he set foot on the stage?
Hold it!
It's simple, really. He kept the weight from falling by using a stake to keep the rope in place. With the second rope, he was able to pull the stake free, thereby controlling when the weight was dropped. We have found evidence to suggest that the original weight was replaced with Mr. Knight's body. This was done by the real killer in order to create an alibi. The estimated time of death tells us that the murder took place early in the morning. The killer could have tampered with the contraption in the time between the murder and the show.
Objection!
You're saying Mr. Saint himself set this contraption up, right? Well then, who do you think is the #1 most likely person to have used it to dispose of a body, Even you must see how this looks.
Objection!
If Mr. Saint was the killer, he could have simply done as Judge Gavelle theorized without these extra steps. Miss Barry. Yeah? Does anyone else know how Mr. Saint's trick works? Well, let's see. We had to get the prison's approval on what we were going to perform, so I don't think Simeon's the only one who knows. And there you have it.
Overruled.
Interesting. You certainly have been diligent in your investigation. And yet, I fail to comprehend your actions still. Why do you not work to do what is right? Is what I'm doing wrong? If so, who is it that deems it so? How can you not even grasp that? How can you not see that you are doing wrong at this very moment? You are a prosecutor, and yet you aid the defense. This flies in the face of common sense. You are breaking every rule in the book. I think only of what is right and just, and act as I see fit in each situation I am confronted with. This is the path I have chosen, and whether you can comprehend that choice is immaterial. But if you mean to stand in my way, I will fight back with all I can bring to bear. Perhaps the goddess of justice is testing me. Very well, if it is her will that we must fight, then I shall end this once and for all. Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth, for there is another reason why only Mr. Saint can be the killer. What bullshit excuse are you gonna come up with this time? What bullshit are you gonna come up with? If the body was moved from the yard to the workshop, then Mr. Knight must have first been brought here to the yard from his cell. The only person who had the opportunity to do that is Simeon Saint. And thus, he remains the only plausible suspect. Mr. Saint took a cage with him to Mr. Knight's cell. But why would he do that? Why take such an unwieldy object all the way to the holding cells? Yeah, it is pretty sus. But we've all met Mr. Saint. That's exactly the kind of thing he would do. It's not entirely plausible. It's entirely plausible that he took the cage with him out of absent-mindedness and nothing else. It may be plausible, but is no more or less plausible than him having helped Mr. Knight to escape. You're getting sloppy, Verity! You're getting real sloppy! She's getting sloppy. Look at this. This is, honestly, compared to other arguments, this is way weaker. I need some real solid evidence if I'm going to get it to budge. Well, no, Verity, you're getting sloppy. You made a big mistake posing that. Okay, so we press the third statement.
Hold it!
You're certain nobody else had the opportunity?
Need I remind you that we are in a prison? The entire facility is monitored at all times. Anything out of the ordinary would have been spotted.
Hold it!
But Mr. Saint was under that same scrutiny, was he not?
The warden had granted the members of the circus troupe special access. And as a member of that troupe, under the supervision of Miss Barry, he is the only person who is free to wander where he willed.
Objection!
It seems you've forgotten something, Your Honor.
Forget is not a word in my vocabulary, Mr. Edgeworth.
Very well, then recall this fact, if you will. You claim that Mr. Saint is the only person who was free to walk around the prison. But there was a brief period of time on the day of the crime in this prison, a time when it would have been possible for anyone to move through the prison entirely unmonitored. What do I have that shows there's a period of time where there was an oversight was limited? The security camera footage.
Take that!
Mr. Saint is far from the only one who had the opportunity.
Which opportunity are we talking about again?
We'd previously established that the time code on the security footage was off by about 3 hours. And from this, we can deduce there must have been a power outage lasting for that length of time, during which anyone could have moved around the prison undetected.
Do you mean to say our killer intentionally created this 3-hour gap? That was no simple camera malfunction. Is that even possible?
It was completely possible to create the 3-hour gap using this.
Take that!
Our investigation of the yard turned up something rather interesting. A panel of breakers, one of which can be used to cut the power to the security cameras. We also learned that the door to the power room may have been opened around the time of the murder.
What? Such a shame to see one so capable fall so short of the mark.
Mr. Edgeworth knows what he's doing!
Ha ha ha. Then how does it explain the lock on the power room door?
Oh yeah, it was kind of locked up tight. And the warden's the only one with a key.
Those breakers are vital to the prison's infrastructure. So, I very much doubt that anyone could have gained access to the power room's key so easily.
Objection!
No. But one person could have!
I beg your pardon?
That person, the killer, had easy access to it, in fact. And what's more, their position here is such that nobody would dare question them.
Objection!
What? There's no one like that! The breaker to the electric fence is there! They will be questioned in an instant!
There's only one person who meets these criteria. I can hardly believe it myself, but I have to follow where the logic leads. The person who had access to the power room key was the warden! The real culprit is Warden Lagarde. Oh, just look at you! Aren't you the cutest little poochie-woo? He's not just a pretty face. Missile also has quite the nose for sweet things. It seems like he's smelling something very sweet indeed, and it's coming from you. Oh, darling, you're making me blush! I'm not even wearing perfume! Then perhaps it is the sweet stench of death. You're a regular poet, aren't you? I had no idea! But if I didn't know better, I'd almost like to think you were calling Moy the killer. That is precisely what I'm calling you.
What? Warden Lagarde is the killer?
Mr. Edgeworth, do you realize what you're saying? Oh, such a naughty boy! How could he suspect me? I'm the one in charge around here. It's like we're in a murder mystery, aren't we?
And, equally far-fetched, this is preposterous.
Hold it!
Sadly, it is not, although I can hardly believe it myself. But this is where the evidence points, and we must trust in the evidence. This piece of evidence proves that Warden Laguerre is the killer. Mr. Knight's body.
Take that!
Your scent betrays you, Warden. And here is your accuser. The police dog? We had him track a sweet scent that was lingering around Knight's body back when it was first found. He now appears to be smelling the same scent, and it's coming from you. Oh, darling, you're priceless. Really you are. Your evidence is a whiff of suspicion. Verity, dear, do put him in his place. Oh, Verity, uh-oh, you weren't expecting this one, were you? Oh, let's see you cook up some excuse now. It seems Judge Gavelle may have reached a similar conclusion to myself.
You believe this to be no mere coincidence, Mr. Edgeworth?
I do. After all, she had the key, and the scent found lingering on the body is hers as well. Were it just one or the other, we might be able to brush it off as a coincidence. However...
Indeed, then it seems a conclusion approaches. Perhaps we should hear what the warden has to say for herself.
We should, and when we have, this case will finally be at an end. You're all being simply awful. Stop looking at me like that. Me, the killer? How could I possibly do such a thing? I didn't do it. Verity told me everything she knows about the case, sweetie. The victim died in his cell, so by your logic, I would have had to have killed him there. But how am I supposed to have moved the body, especially as I never went into the prison? I was too busy with work, you see. I was cooped up into my office until right before the show began. Check if you like. You won't find a record anywhere of me having entered the prison proper. I haven't the first idea what harebrained theories you little scamps have cooked up, but I'm innocent. There's simply no way I could be the killer. Give me a break! Missile doesn't lie! Don't make it hard on everyone and just come clean! Oh dear, I'm afraid you are the one making things difficult. And I just said I never went into the prison. If you think I'm lying, go and check the records. She clearly wants us to check those records, which means they won't help us. We'll just have to find another way of getting the truth out of her. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, stop being a big silly. You made a boo-boo and you know it. Oh. I don't make mistakes. I don't make mistakes. Okay, I actually do make mistakes, but I'm just being funny. Press the fifth statement. 1, 2, 3, 4... I don't like there's no text skip. I have to wait for every single time.
Hold it!
Sure, maybe you didn't go through the main entrance to the prison, but what if you took another route? Oh, come now, sweetie. Surely you don't mean that awful, filthy tunnel they discovered. Why, until yesterday, I had no idea it even existed. No, you had another way in. I'm certain of it. A route that didn't require going through the main entrance or the tunnel. The route you took went through this location. It went through the yard because there's the electric fence right there.
Take that!
Through the fence? Warden, you took Knight from his cell and brought him to your office, which just happens to be connected to the yard. If you had a way through the fence, then you would have had to have been able to circumvent both the entrance and the tunnel. A good start for creativity, darling. And how would I have gotten through the fence, The extremely high fence, topped with razor wire, with thousands of volts of electricity going through it. Yeah, how could you have gone through that, The fence's electricity supply can be cut off from the power room. And only you had the key, Warden. No one but you could have done it.
Utterly ridiculous. The power room is on the prison side of the yard. Warden Lagarde was on the detention center side. How would she have even reached the power room,
Exactly, Verity, darling. Well, Clever Puss, you've dug yourself a real hole now.
If there is no record of Warden Lagarde having entered the prison proper, then the idea that she could have shut the fence by using the breaker is out of the question.
But there must be some way she could have done it. Take a deep breath, big guy. Lose your cool, and you lose everything. But if I don't find a solution, she might still wriggle out of this.
Hey, I said take a deep breath, not freak out and completely lose your cool. There's nothing to be gained by banging your head against the same wall, yeah?
No matter how you look at it, Warden Lagarde couldn't have done it alone.
Mr. Edgeworth, if you cannot find a... You aren't doing yourself any favors by obstructing justice with your silence.
That was a reflexive objection. But now that I've yelled it, if I don't come up with an answer, it's all over. I have one more thing to add, if you'll permit me.
Something that explains how the warden could have shut off the breaker from the wrong side of the fence?
Yes, because it's not as impossible as it seems. What enabled her to shut off the breaker? An accomplice. She couldn't have done it alone, but what if she wasn't alone? Ooh, now we're talking! Way to flex the old gray matter, kiddo! I believe that Warden Lagarde had an accomplice.
Enough. You disappoint me, Mr. Edgeworth.
What do you mean? Mr. Edgeworth said nothing wrong!
The inmates of this prison are all issued with security bracelets.
The ones that raise the alarm if people go where they're not... Ow!
I see you've realized your error, and we are, of course, within the prison grounds, where not only bracelets are worn, but even guards surveil each for signs of wrongdoing.
And despite all of that, no one noticed Mr. Casarato's escape?
The only ones who are free to roam are the animals, and they most certainly could not have operated the breaker.
No, so our accomplice must be human.
Then who did it, given that it cannot have been a prisoner or a guard?
I wouldn't be so quick as to rule out either, Your Honor. The fact is, there is one person, someone whose movements weren't restricted. And I have just the evidence to show who that free-roaming person was. Right, because Mr. Sod's bracelet was broken! Bet you overlooked that, Verity!
This is one of the prisoner's bracelets.
Indeed, a broken bracelet belonging to a certain self-proclaimed model prisoner.
What do you mean? And who is this prisoner?
Frank Solid, Warden Lagarde's favorite inmate. Uh-oh! It's strange, isn't it, Warden? That he was able to keep his broken bracelet hidden and wander freely around the prison all the while. That is pretty funky, and I don't mean in a good way. It couldn't be the case that he was permitted some sort of special leeway, could it? Although, you are in the habit of giving such leeway to certain others. Bodhidharma Kanis, for example.
Mr. Edgeworth, that is pure speculation.
In that case, why don't we ask Mr. Sod himself? I'm confident he will confirm for us that he and Warden Lagarde were accomplices in this crime. If the two of them had worked together, a certain route into the prison becomes viable. The real route which Knight was moved from his cell to the prison proper. Recall that there were two big obstacles in her path. First, the security camera outside Knight's cell. Second, being the electrified fence in the yard. But she was able to remove both obstacles in one fell swoop by having Mr. Salt shut off the corresponding breakers. All right, Mr. Edgeworth, you've had your fun. And do you still deny it, Warden Lagarde? No, darling, you got me. I admit it.
Warden? Tell me this isn't true.
Sorry, Verity, honey. I'm afraid it is. Frankie helped me do it.
No way!
You did it, Mr. Edgeworth! You got her! Nice shooting, cowboy. She won't be wriggling out of this now. As Mr. Edgeworth said, I had Frankie switch off the breaker. But we didn't kill Knight, did we? No, sweetums. No, we didn't. What?
Warden, explain yourself.
Oh, Verity, dear. I doubt your precious goddess will want to hear my excuses now.
She is all merciful. You have but confess, and you shall be saved.
Oh, now you want to be nice. Oh, now you want to be nice. Really? Oh, really now, Verity? Oh, well, ain't that just funny? Oh gosh, all right. I was being threatened. I had no choice but to do as he said.
Who's he?
Bodhihama Canis, that awful assassin.
Canis?
How long's it been since that awful man came here to my beautiful prison? I'll never forget the day he arrived. The moment we were alone, he said this to me.
You should know that I have other dogs. Dogs not confined to this fine institution.
Others?
Yes, very loyal dogs. Dogs will do anything I ask of them.
Of course, he wasn't talking about real dogs. He was talking about his very human cronies. And then he said one last thing.
I would recommend that you take care in how you treat me during my stay here. I wouldn't want to have to set my dogs on you or your precious family.
Let me get some water real quickly.
You can laugh at me if you will. I know I would.
Backies! Okay, let's see. Any comments or anything? Let's see.
Backies!
Okay, so no, we're good. We're good.
Okay, so no, we're good.
I had no choice. I gave him that cell. I gave him everything he asked for. Everything? Wait, is that exactly how he became the fixer? Yes, darling. I obeyed his every command, and he smuggled in for him all the things he wanted. Eventually, I brought dear sweet Frankie into our little conspiracy. He agreed right away, of course, because I made things easier for him, too.
So, you were smuggling in contraband? How exactly?
Once a week, late at night, Frankie would shut off the breakers. That allowed me to go in from my office into the yard without being seen by the cameras.
Then, I simply dropped packages down the well on the prison side and went back through the fence. Each one of those items spritzed with a little of my perfume.
So, that's what the sweet smell was.
Yes, it was the signal for Connus's dog. When he picked up the scent, he would fetch the packages and bring them back to his master. We had to make sure Rocco wasn't in his cell at the time, of course.
Can't have been easy keeping him from finding out.
Oh, we're all very much creatures of habit here at the Prisoner, darling. Everything runs to a schedule. Meals, exercise hours, that sort of thing. We knew when he wasn't there. And that adorable little bear of his freezes with fright at the sight of Connus's dog. Poor thing. So there was no risk of him raising the alarm either.
She has oversight over everything here at the prison, which made her the perfect mule. With her on his side, Connus couldn't fail.
Frankie would sneak out again early in the morning to switch the breakers back on, and our work was done. Apart from fixing the time codes on the cameras, which I would do later when I got the chance.
You have shared a great deal, Warden. The Goddess of Justice will surely take your honesty into account.
I've been the most dreadful fool, I know I have. I'm supposed to be the one in charge. The day of Knight's murder was also one of our delivery days. And so Frankie, bless his heart, did his usual work with the breakers. But there was no package for me to deliver that day, so I didn't go out into the yard.
So, that's the secret behind the Fixer's system, and why she was.
The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I had to lend them a hand myself, you know. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled that secretive scoundrel into my office and to talk to me. But no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him, he simply won't say a word.
So, that's why you were interrogating Mr. Connus over and over.
Exactly! I was trying to track down those horrible hench people of his! I borrowed everything the police had on that rotten scoundrel! I watched his every move, intercepted every letter he wrote!
His letters? Then I suppose he must know about his correspondence... Then I suppose she must know about his correspondence chess games too.
But no matter what I did, I couldn't turn up any clues as to how his underlings were. Living in fear like this, it's... Oh, you just can't comprehend it!
As you've just heard for yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The words of Warden Lagert's confession have cleansed her of all suspicion. Surely there was no need to hound her any longer. Has she really been cleared of all suspicion, though? Or is there more about her to uncover? There's definitely more. There is definitely more. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but this conversation isn't quite over yet. And I think the Goddess of Justice would agree. So you mean to make her suffer more than she already has? You bitch! You fucking bitch! You're willing? You're fucking willing to accuse Simeon on a possibility, but we have someone who confessed to being an accomplice who's in law enforcement, and you're willing to let her go off easy because she suffered. You literally run on double standards. And if there's one thing I can't stand, it's double standards. Unfortunately, her suffering under Mr. Connus does nothing to prove her innocent in Knight's murder. She admitted herself that she knew of and even facilitated the so-called Fixer's delivery route. I believe she used that same route to move Mr. Knight's body. And where is your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth? It's in the fact the sweet smell on Knight's body. is the exact same scent Wood and Laguerre used to the signal delivery, which is how Connis's dog would have gone there to get the murder weapon. You know this, Verity. We proved this yesterday. What do you make of that? Well, that's because we've done it so many times by now, the whole well probably smells of it. Some of us have just rubbed off on his body. That does match the statement Mr. Caserado provided. No. That will not stand! That is just a possibility! That is literally just your word versus ours! Oh my God! When does it end? The smell, yeah, always smelled kinda nice down there. Nice? Gee, I don't know. Smelled sort of like dessert, I guess. His words would seem to suggest that the smell had permeated the well. You've been rendered speechless, I see. Then I hereby move to adjourn this session of the court. No! What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? What can I do? Is this as far as we go? Finally! So we're actually done? Yes, Eustace. It seems we are. By the power vested in me, this court is adjourned. Who was that? Come on, Judge G. Things were just getting good. Fender? Are you objecting to my adjourning of this session? No. Would have shouted objection if I wanted to do that. You do you, G. Adjourn, don't adjourn, whatever floats your boat. What are you doing, Mr. Fender? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's all just take a chill pill, shall we? By which I mean a square of chocolatey goodness. Anyone? Are you trying to get yourself charged with contempt of court? No, my bad. I just had a quick request to make is all. A Simeon Saint's lawyer, that is. Ah, yes. I'd forgotten that you were his real attorney, Mr. Fender. How could you? You're killing me here. Can you blame us? You've been making Mr. Edgeworth do everything this whole time. Right, you are. Which is why I figured it's time I put in some work. Work, you say? Somehow, I don't believe you've worked a day in your life. Get out! Get out of here! Then let's say this is me doing some prep work for the upcoming trial. Mind if I question the witness? Now, amusing, but what is there left to ask? I've got a feeling in my funny bone that Fiefs here has something more to tell us about the killer. Do I? Yes, indeed. See, as a major player on Team Simeon, I can spot a sympathizer when I see one. And you don't think he did it, do you? So tell us, who did? Come on, spill the beans. We're all ears. That's right. Because if Simeon didn't do it, and if Laguerre didn't do it, who did? We already showed Connis couldn't have done it. Mr. Caserado couldn't have done it. So who did? That's right, Verity. You're leaving this one way too open. You don't have anything conclusive. Mr. Edgeworth, what's he doing? He's trying to coax Warden Laguerre into giving something away. Ask yourself, why would she go through all the trouble of sending Knight's body on such an odd journey? It's because she wanted to frame Mr. Connis. She did? No way! If he was convicted of committing murder here, that could have been grounds for a transfer to another prison. Most likely, a more secure facility. And where he'd be out of her hair forever, huh? Precisely. She saw her opportunity and seized it. No! Saint can't not be the killer! That's not fair! I was all ready to prosecute him! I know, right? But maybe we should find out what she thinks first. Don't want to get the wrong guy, yeah? Nice! Now Mr. Winter has to go along with it too!
Well, Warden, are you happy to testify further?
Of course! How could I refuse the silver-tongued devil? Headykins, you have such a way with words. Just doing my job, thief. Besides, one can't tell the truth without telling the whole truth, can one? I'm simply dying to tell all verity, darling. Do say you'll let me.
As you wish. But, as you wish. Court is unadjourned.
I can't believe you pulled it off, Mr. Fender. Whew. Me either. Thank you for the timely intervention. Hey, it's the least I could do. Kay's not wrong. I've been leaning on you too hard, and besides, the defense never rests. Am I right? Simeon's depending on us. Sadly, I think I just about exhausted my reserves of cool lawyer chat there. We can't foul this up now. Which means you're up to bat, Miles Schmiles. That. Which means you're up to bat, Miles McSmiles. Show him that never rest spirit.
I shall.
Fabulous! Then let's get started. My truth. I really don't think anyone could have done it but that dreadful man, Connus. There's no telling what went on between him... Blah. Too fast reading again. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim. Audit check, sorry. Perhaps he simply took a disliking to him. He's certainly the type. But whatever the sordid details, it was him. He stabbed that poor man to death. And then he had his dog dispose of the body. That simply has to be what happened. The victim, Mr. Knight, yes? I did him the most terrible disservice.
Yes, you killed him.
I suppose you could put it that way. If I weren't such a sorry excuse for a warden, this would have never happened. And that's why I have to clean up this terrible mess.
Warden Lagarde, as ever, your honesty is truly to your credit. I am certain Mr. Knight is looking down and weeping tears of gratitude.
You've clearly never met Mr. Knight. Alright, let's go. The fourth statement.
Hold it!
What more can you tell us about those sordid details? Well, we all know what Mr. Connus once did for a living. I doubt the killing pod gave him much trouble. Especially as the victim was already injured. His neck, I think? Couldn't turn his head to the right. Poor dear. That's what they told me when they brought him in anyway. They must make a report for the... They must make some kind of report for the warden when new prisoners are admitted. You seem keen for us to think you didn't know much about Mr. Knight. That's because I didn't, sweetie, and the victim was simply a fun target to that monster. Nothing more. I expect Connus used that chisel that was hidden in that chest set, don't you? Awfully grisly business. Just imagine, the man probably didn't even have time to cry out. I see. Thank you for your thoughts. They were very helpful. Actually, I'd like to hear about them in a little more detail if you don't mind. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you're making me blush. I could chat with you all day. Oh, don't look so nervous, darling. I'm only teasing. Of course, we can talk about them some more. Okay. Then, we present the chess diagram on this added fifth statement.
Objection!
Wait, that's wrong? Wait, that's wrong? What? Wait. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To present the... Oh, the pocket chess set, not the chess diagram. I'm stupid. I read the thing wrong. That's on me. That's on me. Warden Lagarde, you strike me as being more careful than the image you project suggests. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, please, call me Fifi, or Sweetie Pie if you prefer. However, I think you may have been a little less careful than you realize in this instance. Tee-hee! Aren't you just the most adorable little creature? Don't be embarrassed. We're all family here. He's getting Wendy Oldbag flashbacks. Ugh! Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't let her get inside your head. You said earlier you didn't know much about Mr. Knight. In which case, I find it rather strange you know about the chisel. Well, of course I do, darling. Do you think we don't check prisoners when they don't come back? Well, of course I do, darling. Do you think we don't check prisoners when they come in? You're not talking your way out of this one, Warden. That is entirely irrelevant and you know it. Knight didn't bring the chess set into the prison himself. It was brought by Mr. Saint when he came to visit. Knight wouldn't have had it with him when he arrived. What? I mean, of course that when Mr. Saint came in, we... You checked him? I find that hard to believe, because if you did, that makes your story all the stranger. If you found the chisel, why did you not confiscate it there and then? Judge Gabelle, did you tell anyone about the hidden compartment in the chess set? I did not. If no one leaked our findings, then how exactly did you learn about the chisel wasn't... Let me get some water. Headset goes on. Okay. If no one leaked our findings, then how exactly did you learn about the chisel, Warden Lagarde? Because it certainly couldn't have been when you checked Mr. Knight or Mr. Saint on their arrival. Indeed, such a thing would imply an intentional oversight if it had been found, yet let through. Precisely. So, Warden Lagarde, and answer truthfully this time. Where and when did you learn about the chess set? If you won't answer, then allow me. I submit that you... All right, darling, there's no need to rub it in. You got me. All right. I question Knight. That was what I learned about the chess set. But please, you have to believe me. I did not kill him. One moment, Warden. This is a significant development. The court requests that you make a detailed statement on the record. Any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? None, Your Honor. Thank you, darlings. I'll clear up this awful misunderstanding, I promise. Very well. Go ahead, Warden Lagarde, and please, tell the truth this time. Her lies are starting to wear thin. This is my chance to expose her. My Truth, Part 2. I said I questioned Knight, but it wasn't anything serious, you understand? I make a point of talking to every newcomer to our little home. Knight was no different. We just had a little chat, you might call it. And after we talked, I had him taken back to his cell straight away. The more she lies, the more thoroughly she seals her fate. So it was simply a conversation with the new detainee? That seems entirely above board. Exactly, Verity, darling. I knew you'd understand.
Objection!
Well, I don't. What proof do you have to back up your statement?
I suppose we shall see, won't we, Miss Edgeworth? You may begin your cross-examination.
That was fast of Verity. I don't know. Okay, so next the fourth statement of her second testimony.
Hold it!
If he really had gone back to his cell, he would still be alive today. Forgot to tell, huh? Commission, ooh! You have to show me that. You really think I murdered the poor man right there in my office, don't you? But what would my motive have been, darling? I told you, I barely knew him. I'm no angel, I have my grudges against Connus, but Knight has nothing to do with that animal. She really does hate Connus. Warden Lagarde, I must insist that you append that statement to your testimony. Then, after that, on the newly added fifth statement, this is where you present the diagram.
Objection!
Judge Gavel, I'd like you to take a look at this.
Notes about a game of chess. What is the significance of this, Mr. Edgeworth?
It was found in Mr. Knight's cell, which is exactly where you said you saw it too, Warden Lagarde. But you didn't just see this game in Knight's cell, did you? You've seen it in Mr. Connus' cell too. What do you mean?
Objection!
Oh, come now. Don't tell me you haven't taken a look at the chessboard in maximum security. I imagine you watch his every move like a hawk. Or rather, I imagine you feel that doing so is your only option. If she wants to find out who his cronies are, right? Personally interrogating your own prisoners is highly irregular, to say the least. But as you said, Mr. Connus had threatened you. He put your precious home at risk. That's why you took it upon yourself to question him. You want to find out who his dogs were. And so what if I did? You also told us that you read his letters, which means you must have known about one key fact. You knew he was playing correspondence chess. Ah! And then, who should appear but Knight, carrying with him a diagram of a very particular game. We ourselves used that diagram to infer a connection between the two men. And it seems you came to the exact same conclusion. But in your fear, you took your reasoning one step further. You surmised that Knight was Mr. Connus' henchman sent to kill you. Which is the reason she had to chat with Bronxter. If his boss wouldn't crack, maybe he would. And when you questioned Knight, you made another discovery. For there is inside his chess set, you found a hidden chisel. The murder weapon itself? As far as you were concerned, that chisel meant one thing: Connus! Thus, you convinced yourself that Knight was working for Connus, and that is why you killed him! I see you have no more excuses. Judge Gavel, your verdict, please.
Much as it grieves me, there would appear to be little room for doubt. I hereby give my verdict. Bronco Knight was murdered by... In the name of the goddess of justice, who is it this time? Warden?
It's a joke! It's all a big, stupid joke! You people just don't get it, do you? I think we've proven that it's you who didn't understand things correctly. Me? Please, darling! I understand it all perfectly well, thank you very much! And I understand there's a glaring contradiction in your theory, Mr. Edgeworth. Heh, you're just grasping at straws now. I have no time for this. Your Honor, the verdict. I'm curious to hear what the warden has to say. Now you're curious! Now you're curious! I swear to God, you were not giving me the time of day before! And with this woman, with this creature, you want to hear what... I'm done. No, I'm done. Done! This is so ridiculous, dude. Who thought of this? My God! Oh! What? You're a doll, Verity. I just have one last thing to say. Then Mr. Edgeworth can declare himself the winner. You rang? Does anybody remember a certain autopsy report? Of course. We received the finalized version only this morning. That's right! And when I was listening what you told about it, Verity, even if nobody else was, you said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches? Wait. Riddle me this, Mr. Edgeworth. How does a tiny chisel make a 4-inch wound? No! Oh, forgive me, oh goddess. I came perilously close to making a terrible mistake. Looks like your theory is the one that doesn't hold water, Mr. Edgeworth. What now, What do we do? It'll be fine. Mr. Edgeworth always comes through, right, sir? Looks like me, the Milesatron's out of commission. You're an attorney too, aren't you? Why don't you do something? Turn things on their head with a desperate bluff. Blow out the first mind-blowing thing that comes to you. Look, detective, I'm as much of a man of action as the next guy. Without evidence, we're up a creek without a paddle here. This might be the end of the road. We can't give up now. We have to do something. I'm certain that Warden Lagarde is the killer. It's the only explanation that fits the facts of this case. But if the chisel wasn't the murder weapon, what other bladed weapon is there in this facility? It seems we still do not have all the answers, nor the evidence to provide those answers. Alas, we must wait until the trial to see this matter resolved, I'm afraid.
Objection!
Ah, come on, G. You're just giving the killer a chance to destroy the evidence. Are you calling the judicial process into question, Mr. Fender? Eep! No, not me. Nuh-uh. I tried, Miles. Any bright ideas? What is the real murder weapon, since it's clearly not the chisel? Confound it! That question throws everything we've deduced out the window! Nothing to add, Mr. Edgeworth? Allow me to remind you that claims not supported by sufficient evidence are subject to the harshest penalties. It's hopeless! I can't think of anything! I need more time! Loath as I am to admit it, You can't give up now! Remember what Mr. Fender said! Simeon's counting on us! Without us, he's... Remember how upset he was? He was devastated! Nobody's in more pain than him over Mr. Knight's death! There's no way he did it, but if we can't save him, who will? And what's more, he believes in us! He's in that cell waiting for us to bring him some good news! And I, for one, won't walk away until we have some! Okay. Gee, Miles. Your little buddy there is quite the motivational speaker. And she's right, too. When you find yourself on the ropes, think of your client. Picture them pleading with you to help them. Doesn't that make you want to fight back as hard as you can until the very end? Think of your old man. Good old Gregory. No matter how bad things looked, he'd always find a way to turn it around and save his client. And you're just like him, right? If there's any way to force a turnabout here, you're the one who'll find it. Simeon's counting on you. Judge Gavelle? You seem to have recovered your composure, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you mean to attempt a defense, I would advise you to consider the ramifications. You have repeatedly proposed misguided theories and have made numerous false accusations. If you do so again, I will have no choice but to judge you unfit to serve as a prosecutor and relieve you of your badge for good. She's right. I've put forward a number of theories that prove to be flawed in one way or another. Have I made some sort of fundamental oversight? Wait. She said my theories were misguided. Nothing more to say? Then the court will tolerate no more of your time wasting. I hereby... Sir! Mr. Edgeworth! Give my verdict. That's it! I've been thinking about it the wrong way all this time! My theories weren't misguided. I was being misled! The defendant, Simeon St. I think it's a little soon for that, Your Honor. I'd say it's well past due, darling. Wouldn't you agree, Verity? Mr. Edgeworth, you may proceed. What? I'd like to remind you of a few things. The sighting of his dog Helmet, the fact he wasn't at the show. These and other factors made Mr. Connors the obvious suspect at first. This again, Mr. Edgeworth? You seem almost proud of your blunder. But what if the real killer wanted us to suspect Mr. Connors? What if it was all carefully arranged? And what if the same was true of the chisel, our purported murder weapon? Knight had been stabbed multiple times in the place with a bladed instrument. What if he was stabbed with the chisel after the real weapon had been removed? Just to leave traces of blood on it for us to find. That was how the killer misled us into thinking the chisel is the murder weapon. But why mislead us in that way? Why indeed? Why make us think the chisel is the murder weapon rather than whatever was really used? It's in order to get Mr. Connors transferred. Warden, you took advantage of what the chisel seemed to suggest. What it suggested? What are you talking about, darling?
Hold it!
Mr. Winner, if I were to tell you the murder weapon was a chisel, what would you think?
Huh? That Mr. Connors is the killer?
And there you have it. That was the trap the warden set for us. Oh, Mr. Connors had a bunch of chisels, so he wanted us to think it was one of his, right? Indeed. That was their plan right from the start. To frame Bodhihama Connors. Your reasoning would appear to be sound. Warden Lagarde certainly seems to harbor a deep and abiding hatred for Mr. Connors. However, I think you know what I'm going to say next. That alone is not sufficient proof that Warden Lagarde is the killer. I knew that wouldn't be enough. There's only one thing that will prove it. The real murder weapon that we now know must exist. If you cannot prove your theory, then this conversation ends here.
Objection!
If we could just find the real murder weapon...
Objection!
How many times do you have to go over this? We searched the prison from top to bottom.
Eustace is quite correct. No other possible murder weapon has been found, so I'm afraid you're at a bit of an impasse.
Objection!
I can still prove my case yet, Your Honor, because it's still here inside this prison. This would have made sure of that.
The security gate!
I'm glad you at least remembered what it is. And do you remember what it does?
Of course I do! I'm not an idiot! The security gate detects metal! Which means you can't bring any metal into the prison or take it out. Ow!
Precisely. If there is another weapon, it cannot have been taken off of the premises. But nor can it have been brought into the prison in the first place. And so we find ourselves right back. To where we began. Judge Gavel, what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth, is that if you wish for me to believe that there is another murder weapon here in this prison, you will also have to explain to me how it got here. All right, we know that the chisel was smuggled into the prison inside of a pocket chest set. But our contention is that the chisel is not the real murder weapon. So if the weapon came from outside the facility, then there must have been a way to bring it in. Yes, the question of the hour is this. Can you show me this alternate route? How did the weapon Warden Lagarde use to get into the prison? You borrowed evidence from the police to help you with your investigation, is that correct? Why, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Connors is with me now. Heavens knows how many times I've hauled that secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. Of course, that's how! The fact that this is here with us shows how a bladed object could have been brought into the facility as well. Then, we present Mr. Connors' bell.
Take that!
Allow me to remind you of our conversation with Mr. Connors yesterday.
Yes, it was but one of my bells. One of only two in existence.
Just two?
Two, and only two. One for my knife, and one for my beloved helmet, exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My years are my guide, after all. And I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, this knife has long since been taken from me.
So you see, there is a way for objects to be brought into the prison unscrutinized. As part of evidence, Warden Lagarde borrowed from the police! What? Mr. Connors' knife was part of the evidence in the case against him, and that evidence was here in the prison. Not only that, but the knife had a certain bell attached to it. The bell that was attached to the chisel! Correct. The killer took the bell from the knife and attached it to the chisel. But that can't be right! The chisel only had Mr. Knight's fingerprints on it! Easy enough to explain. Excuse me. Easy enough to explain if the killer wore gloves. She made it look like as if the chisel was the murder weapon, and then attached the bell to it. In doing so, she made sure all the evidence pointed towards Mr. Connors. And who had access to the evidence from which the bell was taken? Why, only the person whom it had been entrusted to. Who was it, sir? Who's been messing with the evidence? I believe that would be you. Isn't that correct, Warden Lagarde? Bells aren't exactly rare, you know. Anyone could have set that up. Heh. Unluckily for you, that isn't quite true. These particular bells are unique, because there are only two of them in existence. Because I was assuming they... Okay, that's fair enough. What? By attaching the bell to that chisel, you were as good as... By attaching that bell to the chisel, you as good as declared yourself as the killer. But you don't have any proof that the knife was ever here to begin with!
Hold it!
I don't. Not yet, anyway. Mr. Winner, I'd like you to order another search of the prison right away.
Huh? But if you do find something, that's gonna make things awkward for me.
This isn't about what's convenient for you. We have to find the truth. You're a prosecutor, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but you know...
This worthless excuse for a prosecutor! If I'd investigative authority, I wouldn't be sitting on it!
Anyhow, it's not my decision to make. The warden would have to authorize it.
You know full well that she will not do such a thing. You have the power to insist on a search. Use it! Sorry, darling, but not without that evidence.
The goddess of justice cannot...
What are you doing? Why? You're literally giving this stupid woman an excuse and time to destroy evidence. How are you people in law enforcement? How?
The goddess of justice cannot bestow her blessings on those who lack the proof to support their claims. Our work here is done. The rest of this matter will be settled in the courtroom.
No! If we give Laguerre the opportunity, she'll destroy whatever evidence is left. I have to object. I have to stop them. But what do I say? I don't have anything concrete to offer. What am I thinking? I'm never this reckless. No, I can't back down now. I've got to put everything on the line. I'm not a prosecutor right now. I'm an associate attorney with a client to defend. Only I can save Mr. Saint, and that means... even if my chances are 1,000,000 to 1, it's still worth a shot. It's now or never. Should I object? You fucking bet I am. I suppose this must be how a certain serial blood... Regardless, I cannot walk away. Wait, Your Honor!
This had better be good, Mr. Edgeworth.
I've got it.
Got what exactly?
The real murder weapon, of course. I know where Mr. Connis's knife is! Do you really, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. Not at all.
If I didn't know better, I would say that you're bluffing.
Ha! You wound me, Your Honor. You don't know the meaning of the word. This is terrible for my heart. There's no way you could. It's not here, I tell you.
Well, would you be so kind as to enlighten us? Where is the real murder weapon?
Think, Miles, think. Somewhere not even the police would search. A blind spot in this zoo. A hiding place that the warden could be absolutely sure of.
A hiding place?
No!
If you insist, come on, Helmet, open up!
Did she use the exact same trick? No, that's ridiculous, isn't it? But the more I think about it, how many foolproof ways to evade detection could there be?
Mr. Edgeworth, how long do you intend to keep us waiting?
There's the faintest possibility I'm right, but if I'm wrong, we stand to lose everything. Your Honor, this is where the real murder weapon is hidden. It's right here in the yard. In the little pond. Right here.
Here? In the yard?
Indeed.
Ha! I don't believe I understand. Would you care to explain a little more?
Where exactly is the real murder weapon hidden? It's right here in that pond, man. Of course! That's what it must have been! Huh? What's the matter, Detective? It's the metal detector, sir! It's, I think it's reacting to the alligator! What? How? The metal detector was reacting to something inside her after all. Your Honor, I'd like to remind you of this piece of evidence.
The chisel?
Didn't we figure out that isn't the murder weapon? You might recall that Mr. Connus hid this chisel in his dog's mouth. Would you believe that the real murder weapon was hidden much the same way? That's right! The murder weapon is hidden inside the alligator in that pond over there! What?! No way! We detected the presence of a metallic object during our investigation earlier. Judge Gavelle, we need to know what's inside of that alligator. I understand. Then we will need to summon a veterinarian. I'm sure I could get the little sweetie to open up for us. I'd be happy to give it a try. Please, by all means. Warden Lagarde, the real murder weapon is about to be revealed. Why not do the right thing and confess? Oh, I have nothing to confess! As you wish, then you can simply wait and watch as your lies are exposed. Sir, we got it! This has to be it! It's over, Fifi Lagarde. The real murder weapon was Bodhi Harmonicus' knife. Making you the one person who could have killed Bronco Knight. I'm not the criminal here! This is all Connus' doing! I did the right thing! Knight was a threat! He was Connus' lapdog! Curse that despicable man, Connus! Why do you have to come into my perfect little home? We could have been happy if it wasn't for him! He ruined my paradise on earth! He ruined everything! Curse him! Curse that pitiless butcher! Curse him! March 29th, 12:34 p.m. Detention Center. Corridor. Prosecutor Thwinner, sir! The test results just came back! Thwinner? I guess we've all been under a lot of stress. You know what? Most relatable forensics guy ever. I mispronounce shit all the time, and I want to mispronounce this guy's name as many times just to piss him off. Traces of Bronco Knight's blood were found on Mr. Connus' knife. Just like you said, sir, congratulations on a stunning victory. Thank you, officer. Excellent work. You can continue complimenting me if you like. Ah! I'm not fucking useless, man. See what I have to deal with, Matt? See what I have to deal with? Ah! Wait, where'd the panel for my light go? Wait, what the hell? Where'd it go? Wait. Wait, what? Oh my god! What happened? Wait, no way, dude. What? Is that it? That's not it. Wait, what? Wait. Huh? Where? What the hell? It's not under here. How'd I get over here? What? Okay, so, wait, context. When I shoved this thing, the little, like, thing that you put over the light, I had it over here, and it flew all the way out over here behind the freaking... Here, wait, let me... POV shot of Quint's room. So, this is like, my tilt TV here. So, over here I was shaking this lamp. Then this flies all the way back, and it's like right here. Crazy! Okay, now I have to awkwardly put this camera back. Okay. Rare time you get to see the kingdom of Quint's room. Alright, I gotta readjust this stupid thing. You know what? Let's just stop fumbling around with the light. I need a distraction because I have to put up with more of this loser's dialogue. Freaking Eustace! Freaking Eustace! Freaking Eustace and Verity, man! Ugh. Yes, sir! Thwinner wins again! I think I'm welling up a little. With rage.
Excellent work, Eustace. Just a few loose ends to tie up, and we're done.
You're still propping him up. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Huh? What are you talking about? I just solved the case, didn't I?
We have yet to confirm whether or not Knight really was working for Mr. Canis. It'll be vital to know if Warden Lagarde was simply jumping to conclusions on that front.
Huh? Huh?
There's Clueless, and then there's you.
Well, I guess we better get back to our investigation. All right, officer, you're with me. You're about to see the winner win a whole lot more. Prepare to witness first-rate investigative talent in action.
Yes, sir! I'm right with you, sir! Can't wait to watch you at work.
It's winning time!
I expect this case will cause quite a stir. Sorry, doing an audio check. I expect this case will cause quite a stir. Verity? How about an apology for all the threats? The attempted murder of a president is news enough, and now his would-be assassin has been murdered. But Knight never sought to kill the president in the first place. The truth is not always as important as it might seem, Mr. Edgeworth. In the eyes of both society and the law. How can you even say that? You do not have to believe me. However, as a prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth is obliged to accept that this is the reality of the world he operates in. Being a prosecutor is about more than proving people guilty. That's what I believe. We are all free to believe what we choose, but the law is not to be toyed with for our own personal goals. If you refuse to accept this, then you must prepare to suffer the consequences. You are so unapologetic! You are so unapologetic! What does that even mean? Wait, you're not gonna take his... I'm afraid I must be going now. Farewell, Mr. Edgeworth. Not even an I'm sorry, not even, we were wrong, none of that. Also, not even like, hey, okay, Simeon was not the one. Fuck you! Get out of here! Get out! Never show your ugly face and your droopy hair ever again. Judge Gavelle is right. There must be only one set of laws for everyone. But if following the law means sacrificing the truth... Can I really do that in good conscience? Simeon, you're out! Hi, Regina. Is everything all right? They did let you out, right? Yeah, but I'm so confused about what's going on. Some guy just came and said I was free to go and that I have Mr. Edgeworth to thank. You sure do! Mr. Edgeworth found out who the real killer is! Wow, really? You did that for me, Mr. Edgeworth? Eep! Oh no! Stop staring at me like that! I'm innocent, I swear! Don't pull the rug out from under me now! Stop it, silly! It's true! He saved you! So say thanks already! Okay. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you. And a great big Regina Berry thank you from me, too.
Mr. Saint talking directly to me? Small victories, I suppose.
Can I just ask one question, Mr. Attorney?
Sure. I'm not actually an attorney, though.
I thought Bronco was my friend. No, my best friend! I trusted him, but now... Well, it's just... I never knew. I never would have believed that he could hate somebody enough to want to kill them. If he kept something like that from me, then... He must have never really trusted me, did he?
That's not true, Simeon. Of course he trusted you.
No, he didn't. If he had, he could have just told me. I could have stopped him. I could have told him that hate never helps. That I could just let go of all that stuff.
Mr. Saint, I think you're forgetting something. I should show him the thing that proves Knight trusted him. The chess set.
It's the chest that I brought for him.
Knight had hidden a chisel inside. I imagine he meant to use it to escape.
What? You mean he was using me?
No. He believed in you. He knew he could count on you to bring it, and that you would never be so untrusting as to look inside. I imagine that by not telling you, he was hoping he could keep you from getting caught up in his mess.
Oh, but Bronco! Why didn't you tell me?
At least you understand now, right, Simeon? I'm sure he does. He may not show it, but Simeon's no dummy. A good night's sleep, and he'll be completely over this whole thing by tomorrow. That's not as complimentary as you think it is.
I'll try. I have to. For Bronco, I'll show him I have to show him I can become the best animal trainer out there.
That's the spirit.
Oh, I almost forgot. We're doing a new show soon. I would really love if you could come, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be joining Regina on stage for this one.
That's right! The Berry Big Circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town! You'll have oodles of fun! Sounds great, doesn't it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, we gotta go! Well, I'll think about it. Alright, Simeon, we've got some training to do. I think it's time you and Regent got acquainted.
What? Regent the Tiger? No way, I can't! No!
Oh, you'll be fine, silly. You've never met a nicer kitty cat.
I can't! Please, Regina! Anything but the tiger! Please!
Another satisfied customer. Well, that was really something, Smiles. Talk about pulling it all out of the bag. I couldn't have done it without you, Fender. Without your timely I couldn't have done it without you, Mr. Fender. Without your timely intervention, she would have gotten away. Besides, I have you to thank for even being able to investigate the case in the first place. Oh, stop it. Pat me on the back any harder, and you're gonna make me blush. Or topple over. I suppose it would be asking for too much for you to take this seriously. Seriously? Miles, my friend, I'm always serious. Anyway, how does it feel to save an innocent client? That means... That's what it means to be an attorney, after all. To be an attorney. Gotta say, I had a blast. It reminded me of the good old days. Like Gregory was standing there right beside me. It's been like a zillion years since I felt like this. All warm and fuzzy on the job. That's... good? Bittersweet? I'm not sure. Say, Miles. You ever thought about going into defense game full time?
Excuse me? You know, pick up where Gregory left off. Get out there. Help people. Hey, pal, don't get any big ideas. Miss Edgeworth ain't about to switch sides. Why not? Coming over the light side's all the rage. Everybody's doing it these days. Come on, Mr. Fender. You know it's not about that. Chill, team, chill. Don't get it twisted. I'm just asking a perfectly innocent question. No, you weren't. The heck you were! Looks like you got a mean defense team yourself, Miles. Fender, I am a prosecutor. Yep, and I'm an attorney. You could be one too. I'm serious. Well, I've said my piece. Change your mind. You know who to call. I'll be waiting. You know, Ed really did come through in this case. He really did. Follow in my father's footsteps? Could I really do such a thing? I'm gonna become a defense attorney, just like my dad! An attorney, like my father. Me? And there we go. That's case 2. Honestly, despite, the fact that I still stand by the fact that this is the weakest case in the second game, it is a hell of a lot better. So if he worked alone? Well, if he was a private investigator, maybe. It's funny, Peyton actually, it's weird, I actually kind of see Kay becoming a private investigator later down the line. But there we go. That is case 2. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. I've always said to myself that case 2 is the weakest of, I've always said that case 2 is the weakest of investigations 2, but honestly, it's still a good case. I mean, never mind the fact that it's long. Honestly, one can even argue it's too long for a case 2. But honestly, I'd rather replay Captive Turnabout than Reunion Turnabout from JFA any day. Like, what did I say about the first games? I said that the best case in the first game was Turnabout Reminiscence, followed by... I put a Blaze. Wants Peyton to work alone. Well, okay, hang on one second, though, because I always said that my order for the games from favorite to least was I like Reminiscence the most, followed by a Blaze, followed by case 1, then case 2, and then case 3. I don't hate Kidnap Turnabouts. I think it's actually, that's the thing. There's not really any bad cases in the investigations game. All of them are above average. I think the main reason why Kidnap Turnabout actually, that's difficult. Do I put it above Airlines? Oh, I don't know, bro. Now I'm questioning myself because, I don't hate, Turnabout Visitor is fine. It does everything a first case should do. Tell you what, I'll do a ranking when it's all over of the cases. I'll do a ranking of all of them. We already know. Cammy Comic will wait for another time. That's gonna be another warm-up. But dude, this case right here. Matt, Astro Payton, case 4. We will do that later down the line. But this next case, honestly, this next case is a fan favorite for major reasons. It's great for the continuity, especially if you played the original game. And as you get to see, we get to play as Gregory, which is huge for the continuity. But anyways, man, it's every time, see, this is the thing. This is actually the 3rd time I've played the investigations games. This is the 3rd time I've played them. And every time, I get, to this point in the duology, I just look back and I always really, really appreciate it. And that's the thing. This is coming off of, the case that I think is the weakest in the second game. It's definitely stronger than, the cases in the other game. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I'm looking forward to next time, and I'll see you all then. Bye-bye!